there, I'm Karen from Bella Mae's Tea and welcome to my channel. So if you're new here, I talk about all things tea, wellness, and a little bit of business DIY. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button and let's get into it. So today is the day. Today is the day of my tea and cheese pairing classes. So I partnered up with a lady, a young woman, Julia, who is the owner and operator of Philly Cheese School in downtown Philadelphia. We have partnered together to pair tea and my Bella Mae's blends to give people a wonderful experience. It's an opportunity for tea and cheese lovers to come together, and it's fun, it's interactive. Our goal is to invigorate your senses, kind of recognize different spices, different cheeses, and just kind of have like a whole party in your mouth. That is our goal. We are trying to have a party in your mouth, okay? So the way it normally works, she picks out cheeses that goes well with some of my blends. And so today's blend, we have Great Day in June, All That Jazz, She Dances, and Morning Marley. And essentially what I'll be doing is I'll go around and I'll pour everybody a cup of each tea, but we're doing one at a time. I'll also have my bowl and I'll have the loose tea in here so that they can look at the tea, they can smell the tea. Like I said, I'm really trying to have your senses work. I want you to correlate if it smells like what you see, does it taste like what you see? Just have your senses, overloading of the senses. What are your senses telling you? And one thing that we always say is that there's no wrong answer. Everyone's palate is different. And so maybe you might find something to be sour and someone may find it to be sweet. And that is perfectly okay. Everyone has a different palate. And it's so lovely to just kind of have a discussion about it and learn from other people and what they have tasted and what they like and what they don't like. So we go around and we taste the tea and we look at the tea and we smell the tea. And then we go to the cheese and the same thing. Taste the cheese, talk about the cheese. Julia provides facts about cheeses and things that we probably would never even think about knowing. And so we always have a really good discussion. And that's one of the things that I love about this is that it's a class where we are all learning, myself and Julia, where we're also tasting the tea. We're also eating the cheese. And if you're in the Philadelphia area, you could check my website or you could check Julia's website and I'll leave her link below. At the end of the class, I like to do some giveaways, which is just like my business card. One of the teas that they probably tasted, they can pick whatever tea they like. And of course, a biscuit cookie, because if you know, you know. Every so often, we'll do a giveaway. So some people will get a package of free tea. So that is really a tea and cheese class. I want to talk to Julia a little bit and just kind of get her information about how she feels about the class, starting a business. And so you'll be hearing some thoughts from her. I think I'll show you a little bit of the people who were there. I will put the cheeses that were paired with each tea. So maybe you might have your own tea and cheese experience, okay? All right, I will see you in just a second. Hey fam, so I am here with my buddy, Julia.
Hello.
And we are here, we're about to do our third tea and cheese pairing class. For those who don't know, because you wouldn't know, I'm new. We've been doing this since last year. And it was one of those things where let me shoot my shot. Sent her an email, she agreed, and here we are on our third one. And so my message to some of you crafters out there, business owners, shoot your shot because you never know what's happening, right?
So true.
Yeah. So with that, I'm going to have Julia introduce herself. So tell us all about your stuff, your cheese.
Hello, followers. So my name is Julia Birnbaum, and I am the owner, operator, head curd nerd here at Philly Cheese School. So I have worked in the cheese business for the past 10 years. Can you believe? This year is 10.
Right.
I know.
Girl.
I know, and I'm so young. I know.
The cheese is is delightful. I mean, really, tea and cheese, like
it works.
Yeah.
It's a really so. I fell in love with cheese, like I said, 10 years ago. I worked various roles in the industry, cheesemonger. I did marketing for a cheese company. And I kind of always dreamed of having my own operation, and so a few years ago I opened up Philly Cheese School here in Philadelphia, where we are offering classes.
Which you should take. So if you're in the Philadelphia metro area, come through, just so you know.
PhillyCheeseSchool.com.
Yes.
You will go to my website and you will see a bunch of classes, and you can buy tickets.
Like this one.
Yeah, this is the best one, obviously. And they are guided cheese tastings. So you'll walk in, you'll see a plate of cheese, and then I'll guide you through how to taste them, where they're from. You'll learn a little bit about your own palate. And one of the awesome things that I get to do is partner with amazing artisans in the city for pairing classes. You know, I think that a way to kind of make these more challenging you know, types of food like cheese more approachable to people is to pair it with other things.
Yeah.
So I love doing these tea and cheese classes. I do cheese and beer classes, cheese and wine.
Sign up for some of those, yeah.
Yeah, they're fun. And then we get a little city.
I
Yeah.
haven't tried the potato chips. She has a potato chips and cheese class.
Cheese and cookies, cheese and potato chips, cheese and cereal. Just ways to, you know, demystify this, you know, type of food that can get a little intimidating for people.
Yeah. And another message I want to say for business owners is to always think outside the box. Like, you know, it just by chance that I came across her website and I was like, oh, she does all these different pairings. And I was like, who would have thought? So, I mean, you know, business owners always think outside the box. And I mean, I don't know if this was something, I know you wanted to always be in cheese, but like to have your Philly Cheese School, like that's amazing, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that you're just like, oh gosh, did you ever think that this is what it was going to be?
I always knew I wanted to have my own operation. I always called it my cheese empire.
Oh.
And I didn't know if that was going to be a shop or a restaurant. But you know what? It was 2020 and I was getting really fed up with working on a counter, and a lot of people were looking for ways to connect virtually. And I just started thinking about how some of my favorite parts of cheese is like introducing people to it, talking with people about it. And so I saw an opportunity and I started teaching classes online. I would ship cheese to people and then we'd meet online and I would lead the class, and it just grew from there. So
Love it.
I would say the same thing. Like, if it feels weird, that's probably good. Like, if no one else is doing it, go for it.
I heard that.
The other advice that I always like to give people who are thinking about starting businesses is like, it's always gonna feel scary. Like, it's always gonna be this crazy leap that you're jumping into, so don't let that stop you.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, I could sit here and think of a million reasons not to do it.
Listen.
But it's there's never gonna be like, oh my god, what a perfect, ideal time. I'm like,
and you know, there's always a struggle. Like, I think people always like feel that. I know sometimes where like the first year you're like, oh my gosh, like, okay, this is not meant to be. I'm not making money, or I'm not doing whatever. But it's always going to be a struggle within the first year.
Totally.
Right?
Yeah, and that's normal, and that's like, and you learn a ton. I mean, like, I've learned so much with disasters happening, you know?
That part.
Yeah. I've had to learn like how, I've learned how to learn about a water heater. Like, I've had to learn about all sorts of crazy things, licensing, like all sorts of stuff. And so that's my advice, is like, it's always gonna feel like a leap, so just take it.
Why? Because why not?
Yeah.
So you got some business lessons, people. Business lessons came from this little chit chat. So, so we're gonna be starting probably like the next 20 minutes.
Yeah.
We have about 8 people coming. And we usually have about 7 to 8 people.
Yeah.
I think, right?
Yeah, we have
so
9
it's always
people.
been intimate. Ooh.
Yeah, I know.
It's been always an intimate setting. And it's always fun. You know, people love cheese, people love tea, and we laugh and we talk, and we have a really good time.
Totally.
So, I'll be showing some of that in just a second. So this is the setup. Each person gets 2 cups for 4 teas and 4 cheeses. Hi, how did you enjoy? It was fun? Yes. Tea and cheese.